So here is my new project car. It's a 2008 Audi A6 2.4 V6, and I'm going to take you guys around the car and show you what's wrong with it and everything that I've got to do to it. So let's start with the obvious, and that is this VPS stuff that the car had on it from, I guess, when it was new. And it's like a clear film that they put on cars to protect the paint from stone chips. And as you can see, there is a little bit of this stuff that's already peeled off. Doesn't look very good. That's actually sticky stuff from the VPS. The paint's still very good underneath. And but the problem is, and I don't know if you can see that, but it is quite badly cracked. And I need to find a way to get this off. But I think what I will be doing is I will most likely spray the hood, because the hood is fading. The clear coat over here has faded, and I'm going to wash the car now after I do the show and tell of its current condition, and then I'm going to give the hood a polish, and then I'm going to put some wax on it as well, and we'll see if that improves the look. But this stuff has got to go, and I'm guessing the hood is probably going to need to be resprayed, and maybe just take the respray over onto the wings over here. And you can see there's some paint off the door handles. I think this is the only door handle that doesn't have, oh no, it does. There's a chip of paint off there. Now these door handles are very easy to refurbish. This is just a plastic cover that actually comes off the actual handle itself, so I can get that off fairly easy. The car is actually in very good condition mechanically. It's got full service history, and it drives like an absolute dream. It didn't drive like a dream when I bought it, because I had to put 4 new tires on it. The car has been standing for around 2 years now. The previous owner bought an SUV and they just kept the Audi as a backup, but they finally decided to let it go. So it's been standing for 2 years, and the tires had flat spots on them. The front tires were actually badly worn, so I put 4 new tires on, and these are Bridgestones 225 50 17s. So we got 17-inch wheels on here, and I was happy to see when they changed the tires that the wheels don't have any buckles or damage to them. They do have a few scuff marks on them over, curb rash on the edge, which is not too bad. It's not the end of the world. I'm not too concerned about that. The lights, everything works. On the inside, all the electronics work, the AC works, but you'll see when I get to the inside why this is a project car. It's pretty straight. There's no dings or dents on the side or on the bodywork. I can see they did repair a few cracks on the windshield. Well, not cracks, but chips. They did repair a few chips on the windshield, but when you're sitting inside the car, you actually don't see anything. Now this taillight is cracked. It's cracked over here, and yeah, what I'm planning on doing is replacing the taillights, both of them, with new taillights. And this taillight's actually still good, but it has a stupid VPS sticker on it as well, which I don't like. Now looking in the trunk, here is the seat back, and you'll see when we get to the interior of the car what's actually going on there. The hook for the spare wheel cover is broken, so one can actually buy these on AliExpress, which I've already done. So this is supposed to hook just like the Jaguar XF over there. It actually has a new battery, so I don't have to worry about that. And the jack and tools are in here, so everything is there. neatly stashed away. And then in here we have the sat-nav unit and the amplifier. And this actually has a factory fitted tow bar. So if the light's green, the tow bar is good. If it's red, it's not good. So this tow bar actually falls away underneath the car. When you pull that lever inside there, it falls underneath and it falls away. So I just leave it out, but you can see there's a lot of crud in here that I'm going to have to wash out now when I wash the car. You see the taillight cover is actually broken here, so it actually clips into that thing over there. And yeah, well, there, a piece of the plastic just broke off. So this thing needs to be replaced as well. There you can see there's paint off the door handle there. There's paint off the door handle there. Now my guess is they actually had this VPS clear cover on here as well to protect the door handles, but somebody decided to pull it off and it pulled the paint off along with it. Now the seats are actually pretty good. This is the driver's seat. Now this car has 155,000 kilometers on the clock, which you can see there. That's just shy of 100,000 miles. The only problem with the interior is that, yes, the hood lining is sagging. So that's going to be one of my projects, to get this hood lining out of the car, get it to an auto trimmer and get them to refurbish it for me. If you look at that B-pillar over there, it's just dirty. Everything's filthy. The car has this aluminium or trim, I don't know if it's brushed aluminium, but it's aluminium trim all over the show in here, and you can see it's pretty badly scratched there. So I have ordered wood trim from a salvage car on eBay, which means on a future project I will be taking out this entire center console and replacing this whole thing with a wood veneer, and then I'll be replacing all the door trim and the dash trim at the same time. Everything inside, as I said, is working well. It works great. This car has the upgraded center screen, so I'm very happy about that, because the old red screen that had, I just want to turn it on for you guys, you can see. So the center screen is actually color, and it's high definition, which is nice. If we start her up, there are no warning lights on this car whatsoever. The red light you see there is a seatbelt light, because I don't have my seatbelt on right now, and that light is the electronic park brake that is on right now, but there are no warning lights on the car. The V6 is so smooth and it purrs like a kitten. The aircon is blowing ice cold. It blows ice cold. Heater works, everything's working. The MMI system is working great. I've actually gone into all the car settings and stuff, so that's nice. But what I will be doing is I'm going to be replacing this screen with a fully Android system. So you buy the screen and it comes with this whole cover that goes around the instrument cluster, the whole cluster, everything's got to come out in order to do that. And when I do that, I will be installing a backup camera at the same time that will be linked to the Android system. So every time I put the car in reverse, the camera will just pop up and it will have guiding lines as well. The mirror is anti-dazzle as well, so you can turn it on and off and it works. The cruise control even works. Well, let's first show you the rear seat. This is the bench seat at the back. Now these are not split folding seats. I thought they were, but they're not. But the seats in general, they just need a cleanup. They're a little bit dirty, but in very good condition. I was happy to see that they have these rubber mats in here. I was going to actually buy a set, but underneath the rubber mats are the original Audi carpets, and they are still like new. So very happy to see that as well. And these rubber mats actually supposed to clip in over there, but I want to take everything out and just give the car a good vacuum and a clean. So the back of the seats is a problem, and I think anyone who owns an Audi knows whether it's an A6 or a Q7 or whatever it is, these things fall off after 10 years. Now this car is 15 years old, so I would expect this to happen. So I'm going to fix this, and I'll do a video on how I repair this. So I'm going to just take them off, clean everything up, and I'm going to do a permanent solution of screwing these things in. And then at the top I'm going to have push-in plugs that you can just use a trim tool to unplug them if you need to do any maintenance on the back of the seat. The door cards at the back are good. I've ordered new ashtray covers. I don't know why they have ashtrays in the back of this car. Nobody smokes in a car these days, but you can see they're looking a bit grubby. It's got that soft plastic that Jaguar used to stick on their buttons. It goes sticky. And you can see here the hood lining is very dirty over there as well, so that'll all be taken care of. And when I take all the hood lining off and all these switches, I'm going to just clean them up while I wait for the auto trimmers to fix the hood lining for me. And these grab handles that are so dirty. The steering wheel is extremely sticky and it needs to be cleaned as well. So here's the 2.4 V6. Now this is a multi-port injection engine, and this is the reason I bought the 2.4. I've been looking for a 2.4 in good condition, couldn't find one until I came across this car, because it does have full service history. Engine bay is a little bit dirty, so at some point I'm going to have to clean this all up and get everything nice and neat. And the reason I actually went for this engine is because it's a multi-port, and all the other engines on these A6s were direct injection. I don't like direct injection engines, mainly because of carbon buildup. So what you got here is you actually have an injector above the valve and you have an injector below the valve. The problem is with direct injection, the valves don't get clean and carbon builds up on them, and eventually it builds up in the intake, and it just eventually kills the engine, and you got to take all this apart. So that's the reason I didn't want to go for a 3 litre. Just another tip: when you do buy a car, check inside here and clean all that out. I'm going to get the vacuum and I'm going to clean all this stuff out, take this cover off. So that looks a lot better now. All the leaves have been cleaned out from in here, especially down there. It's pretty bad, especially down there. So now we can actually see what we're dealing with there. I don't know where the drain hole is, because it's somewhere in the wheel arch here, and I need to find it. I think it comes through there, that hole over there. There's a hole in there. I think it's coming from there somewhere, but I need to check and make sure that that hole is clear and not clogged, because this little drain hole here was full of crud and blocked up, and I need to get a brush in there and just clean that up. But that drain hole was clogged, and my guess is the others, okay, they're all clear there. And Just check this side. I think there's supposed to be one here. That one's clogged, so I'll have to get a little brush in there. But I think the windshield can drain a lot better now. And I'll just check those holes in the wheel arches now. This is what it looks like after it's had a wash and a very little polish. The hood didn't clean up too well. I'm not sure if you guys can actually tell the blotches on the hood, but they're still there. It's less than it was after the polish, but definitely looking a lot better. And isn't it odd that this car is the same color as my first Jaguar XF? That one was also grey. I forget the name, but definitely looking much cleaner now. And I polished the trunk as well, and the back, and I've done the fenders. I haven't done the bumpers, but it's looking much better than it was. Obviously after the wash there's more water in the taillight now, but all I've got to do now is change the license plates, and then the car is looking good. So that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this, then stay tuned for the next video and the video after that and the one after that and the one after that, because it's going to be very interesting. Thanks for watching. Bye.